So here we are. After all this time, we're finally at number one on my list. And I've been waiting for this for a long time. Um, Now, you guys might actually be disappointed when I mention this because, first of all, this is a group that most, if not all of you, probably haven't heard of. Um, well, I take that back. There's one person I know of that has heard of them before, which surprised the hell out of me because prior to her, no one else I've ever talked to has heard of them. Every time I mention their names, it's like, who the hell's that? Um, so yeah, don't be too disappointed if I mention them and you're like, well, that's kind of a letdown. I was expecting somebody bigger. But the reason why they made number one is because for a couple of reasons. One, they did introduce me to yet another genre of music that prior to that point I had never really listened to. And I guess the best way to describe it would be like ambient music or like chill music. It's not the kind of music that you just kind of sit around and listen to, on a day-to-day basis. It's the kind of music you listen to when you just want to calm down. Like if you've had like a really long day at work, or you've been stressed out over something, or whatever, something's on your mind, and you just want to take a deep breath and relax. This is the kind of music you want to listen to. So you have to be in the right frame of mind for it. Definitely not the kind of music that you would just listen to normally. Um, and another reason is I find that out of all the artists that I've listened to, because I listen to a lot of different music, there's a lot of people that I like, but no matter how much I like them, I listen to a while. Eventually, I get tired of it a little bit. I gotta move on to something else. I gotta listen to something else, kind of get away from it. And I'll do that, and then I'll kind of start kind of rotating the old people back in, because by that point, I'll be tired of the new stuff, so now I want to get back to the old stuff. So I rotate through a lot of different kind of music. But these guys, I'm not really doing that with them. I mean, because first of all, there's not that many artists that specialize in this kind of music. At least not nearly as well as they do. There's only like a couple of others that even come close to them, in my opinion. And even then, even they aren't as good as these guys. Um, so I really don't get tired of them. Like even now, I've got like damn near every song by them on my iPod, and I'll go to bed and I'll listen to them like right before I go to bed because it kind of helps, it helps me sleep. I'll listen to it and I'll just kind of drift off into la la land. So yeah, I never get tired of them. So anyway, without any further delay, my number one choice for this list is going to be Everything You Do is a Balloon by Boards of Canada. First of all, yes, that's an odd title, I know, but that is the name of the song. It's a long title, but and God, it was really hard for me to just pick one song. I mean, like I almost don't even want to pick a song. I just want to go just the whole group, just Boards of Canada. I mean, that's number one. There is no song because they're all good. But for continuity's sake, for this list, I did have to narrow it down to one song to kind of represent what they sound like. So I decided on that one. Um, and geez, the way I found out about them was kind of interesting because I don't remember how long ago it's been now. I guess this was more like in the mid 2000s, like maybe 2005, 2006. And for anybody that's ever watched Adult Swim on the Cartoon Network, you know how they have those like I think they're called like the bumpers, like right before they go to commercial break, and then when they come back from a commercial break, they'll have those little like still images. Well, it'll say on there like in the lower right hand corner or whatever, like Adult Swim. Then it'll be like a picture or something. And then they'll have like this music playing in the background, and it's usually like really like chill music. Um, And there's a lot of that music that they played during those bumpers that I thought was interesting. And there was a few songs that they used that was from Boards of Canada. And I don't recall 100% how I found out, because it's not like they gave out the name of the songs or the artist. You know, you had no idea. Uh, Other than what you listened to, you didn't have anything to go by. But I want to say what happened is that I did some YouTube searching, and I just searched for like Adult Swim bumpers. And some guy actually uploaded, I think, all the bumpers that Adult Swim had at the time. And this guy was nice enough that in his video description below, he actually had a list of all different songs that would play during these bumpers, and the artists who did them. So I watched this video, and I came across the bumper that I liked the most. And that's how I found out that it was done by Boards of Canada. So when I found that out, that's when I did some more internet searching, and I found out they did have some albums online, like on iTunes. And oddly enough, the first album I bought from them was, and again, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right or not, but it was like Gio Gotti, or Gio Gotti. I'm not sure what that even means. I don't think it's even a word. But that was the first album that I bought from them. And it's interesting because actually, out of all the albums I have, that probably doesn't sound like them normally. Like if you listen to it, it's almost got a very dark sound to it, very dark, disturbing, grim. And most of their songs are not like that. They're almost, it's hard to describe. They're almost like very, I wouldn't say upbeat, but they're very calm songs, very soothing songs. And they almost have like this sound of nostalgia to them. And like you listen to it and it would like bring up like childhood memories or something like that. And I guess the reason being is that when you listen to them, the best way I can describe their sound is, if you've ever watched like an old documentary, like from like the 1970s, and they got like that kind of like grainy look to them when you play them because it's on film and it's like old film too, and they'll play like some background music to go with the video. It kind of sounds like that, but obviously it's a lot better. It's not, it sounds better than it really is, because me describing it right now probably sounds pretty lame to you, but if you listen to them, I promise you it's not like that. But I just, without actually listening to it, it's hard to describe in words how they sound like. So you just have to see for yourself. But that's why Boards of Canada would be number one on my list. And also, despite the name, they're not Canadian. They're actually two Scottish men, so it's a Scottish duo. And I'd have to look at their names. Yeah, Michael Sanderson and Marcus. I can't pronounce the last name. Marcus Aon. I don't know, but anyway, Michael and Marcus are their names, and they're both from Scotland. And they don't have that many albums. Like I think they only have like 2 or 3 albums, maybe 4 tops. But and the thing that sucks, I think their last album came out like in 2006, 2007. They haven't really come out with anything new in a long time, and that really makes me sad because I really wish they would come out with more albums. And from my understanding, they do have, in a way, what I would call an unofficial album called These Old Tunes Volume 1 and Volume 2, or something like that. And the reason I say unofficial is that these were songs that, from what I've read online, they made for these were songs that they made for their family. Like they didn't record them for any particular album because at this point they didn't have any kind of record label. Like I think right now they're with like Warp, and at that point they didn't have a record label, so they were just kind of making music on their own at home. And they made like this mixtape of like a bunch of different songs that they made, And it's like on this old like cassette tape that they gave to like some of their close family members. And I don't know how somehow this got leaked onto the internet. So you can easily do either a YouTube search or a Google search for it, and you can find it easily enough, if you want to. But I want to say it's like old tunes or these old tunes is the name of the album or cassette. So definitely check that out, as well as their official albums as well. Um, like the Campfire Head Phase, like if you've never heard of them before, I would start with that album. That would give you a pretty good idea of what they normally sound like and whether or not you would even like any more of their music or not. Um, so yeah, I think that's about all I can say about them. Um, I hope again, I hope it didn't disappoint you too much because, like I said, most people haven't heard them, and I understand it. It's not the kind of music that everyone is going to like, um, because, like I said, you have to be in the right frame of mind for it. And it's all instrumentation. There's no singing or anything like that. So I mean, don't try to look into any kind of meaning. But in a weird way, I tend to like music like that more simply because when you have a song that has singing in it and lyrics, regardless of how the song sounds, right off the bat, you know what kind of feelings and emotions are in that song because they're basically explaining it to you by listening to the lyrics. Because they'll be singing about losing a loved one or going out to party somewhere or being friends with somebody or whatever it is. And you don't have to think about it because I mean you already know because they're just flat out telling you in the lyrics what the song is about. But with like songs that don't have any singing, where it's just sound or it's just instrumentation, to me in a way that almost has more deeper meaning because it's more abstract because I'll listen to it and I may get something from it, you know, nostalgia, or it may bring up certain memories or what, just because of the way it sounds to me. And somebody else might listen to it and they may get a completely different interpretation of that song in their mind than what I got from it. And that's what I like about songs like that, is that each person can interpret it their own way and can kind of get their own feelings and understanding from it. And I think that's a cool thing. I really do. There's not many songs that do that, because like I said, they're pretty much explaining to you what it's about. I mean, there's no other way you can interpret it because that's how they're singing it. Um, but again, like with Boards of Canada, it's not like that. You listen to it and, it may evoke some kind of emotion or feeling in you, that's unique to you. And somebody else might listen to it and get something else from it. And then, of course, you got some people that'll listen to it, they don't understand it, and they're like, well, I think this song sucks, why do you listen to it? And, that's fine. It's not everybody's cup of tea. But for me personally, I would say they're number one for that reason. Um, because, I do think their songs do have meaning. It's just you just kind of have to listen to it and get an understanding for yourself what that meaning is. Because, I can't tell you, because what I get from it is not necessarily going to be the same as what you're going to get from it. And, the songs, I just never grow tired of them. Like a lot of these songs I've had for like 4 or 5 years, and, I still listen to them. I never get old. They never get old to me. And a lot of other songs they do get old to me. And I'll have to listen to something else for a while. So if you happen to listen to some of their songs and you like them, I would also recommend Tycho, and again, I'm probably butchering these names. I believe his name is Ulrich Schnauss. Anyway, I'll probably post their names in the descriptions below so that if you want to look into them, you can. Um, instead of trying to have to figure out what the hell I just said, because so I know some of these have got weird names to them, and like I said, I don't even know if I'm pronouncing them right or not. Probably not. But anyway, yeah, if you like this kind of music, I would check those out because they also do like what I call like ambient music, or I think another term is like shoegaze music. But that's another story. If you'd have to read that up online to understand that. But yeah, that's number one. So that's gonna be it. That's it. My list is finished. After this, I'm probably gonna take about a week or so off from recording any videos. Take some time to think for a minute of what else I would like to do. I don't think I'll do another list right off the bat. I think I'll just probably do like, I don't know, like random rants for the day, or just stuff that I see in day-to-day life that either pisses me off, or makes me go what the fuck, or just random shit, something like that maybe. Um, so we'll see. Um, until then, I think that's going to be it. So I probably won't be hearing back from you in a while. So I'll see you whenever, I guess. So until then, bye bye.